Good afternoon, traders. Welcome to this week's Elliott Wave Forex and Cryptocurrency Market Analysis webinar. I hope you all had a wonderful week. Just make note that we've got two sessions. This is the Forex and Indices session. The crypto video is separate. You can check it out on our channel. Right. So for all of our contact details, if you just go to our channel, you'll find all the contact details under the description of each and every video. That's where you'll find the contact details, as well as the links to our website and social media pages. There's the link to the website, elliottwave-principle.com, and our Twitter page. You just click on the link just to make sure that you get straight to the right one, as well as our Facebook page. So if you follow us on Twitter and like our Facebook page, you'll get some of the content that we post on those social media platforms. Our next course starts on the 5th of October 2020. This is probably going to be the last one for the year. It's a 10-day course, and that runs from 1800 GMT to about 2230 to about 2200 every single day for 10 days. That's how the course is structured. So if you'd like to book for the course, you can check it out on the website. You can book for the next course in October. So as soon as you book, you get the recorded version of the course, so you can start watching it. And then when we've got the live session, you will have input and then opportunity to ask questions there. Right, so that's what we have. Also look out for the timestamps. So check out the timestamps, guys. I know not everybody wants to watch through all the pairs. Some of you just want specific pairs. So look out for the timestamps. A couple of hours after the video is uploaded, you will find the timestamps. Right, so if you're new to the page, please hit the like and subscribe button so you can get a notification next time we upload the video. Let's get started. We'll start with trade setups. So trade setups is what we have been trading in the week, and maybe some of the trade setups that are running through from a couple of weeks back as well. So let's do a recap of how we did in the last week. So we'll start with AUD US dollar. So AUD US dollar, we had a trade setup here. Our trade setup here on AUD US dollar, expecting this one to make a move to the upside. So what has happened here is that we made a move, we made a pullback, and we're currently around here. The trade is now looking to hit the profit. So there's a difference. I'm going to be explaining as we go along. There's a difference between trade execution and forecasting. Forecasting is the easy part, because forecasting is you just determining the direction. When we talk about trade execution, is the pinpointed entry where you're supposed to enter according to the strategy. So our strategy that is integrated with the indicator pinpoints exactly where we need to take the trade, to the pip, not around an area, to the pip. It tells you that this is the area that you need to take the trade. So that is the difference between trade forecasting as well as trade execution, and I'll show you as we go along. So now what we have here on AUD US dollar, this is trade execution. Now trade execution, you should know where you entering exactly, where your stop loss is going to be, and where you're going to exit if you hit take profit. That is what we do, and that is what we share with our members for each and every trade setup. That is AUD, and this is how AUD is playing out now. This was the setup, and we are now looking for this one to go and hit target. Still looking upside, still going to continue to the upside. The target should easily be hit in the coming week. That is AUD US dollar. So we also had CAD yen. So CAD yen trade execution here at this point has made a move to the upside, although we've now pulled back. Let's see how this is going to go on. We're going to update this during the just now when we start with the market update. So we made a move here. It has made a move to the upside, broke to the top and came down with the rest of the yen pairs, almost back at entry. But this was the area where we needed to take the trade. So we made a move all the way to the upside, has pulled back. Is it still going to make a move to the upside? Doesn't look likely, but let's see how this goes. So what I'm thinking here is that this is going to be an expanding order running flat, and then we continue to the upside. So the trade is still in play. You can either take profits or run it risk-free. This is CAD yen. Now this one is CADCHF. Let's have a look at CADCHF. CADCHF has not really gone anywhere. This is CADCHF. I'm just zooming in so you can see the pair there. So this is CADCHF that you can see there on the watermark. this is the execution, has not really gone anywhere. It's just correcting here just above the flag. So we'll be updating this one shortly as well. All right. So that is a CADCHF. Right, so we also had the DAX. We're looking to take the DAX from the flag here. You'll see when we get to the indices how this is playing out and the update on this. We've broken out of this structure, but we're still pulling back here. We have not really gone anywhere. So we'll do an update on that. So this is the DAX. So the DAX currently, this is where we are. It's just making a corrective structure here, but that's still an indication for further upside on the DAX as well as the NIKKIE. So the NIKKIE is similar. So this is the trade. We're looking to take the trade here and take it to the upside. Has not really played out yet, but the trade is still in play. It's already in open. So we've got also the NIKKIE. NIKKIE, we wanted it to get out of this structure and make a move to the upside. So it looks like we're still making this corrective structure. So we're still looking for this one to continue to the upside. We'll do this one shortly when we do the indices update. Now, these are trade forecasts. So this is a pound yen easy. So we looked for pound yen to make a push to the upside, and this is our pound yen has now pushed to the upside exactly after completing that corrective structure. That is the move to the upside on pound yen. So just to show you here, but we'll look at that one during market analysis. That is pound yen. Now this is USDCAD forecasting from here. We're currently on our way to the downside. We are forecasting around 28. We have not reached there. We are around this area. Let's just play how this has played out so far. This is USDCAD. This is where we were. We are now breaking down to the downside. We're still looking for this one to continue lower. That means the US dollar should still be weak in the coming week. Right, so this is now, just see here, this is USDJPY, USDJPY, just look at the watermark. So USDJPY, we had this pulsing move here. We're expecting this one to come down to this level. So yes, we had some news on Friday. We had a spike coming up to this level, completing the corrective structure, and then coming down here. So Friday was a good indicator of how the structures relate to the news. So the news just complete the structures. So if you want to trade the news, just trade the structures. That's what we do. Right, so we've got this one, 3 waves up. Now we're looking for 3 waves down. We've already made the move to the upside, and we're looking for this one to come down. And that is how US dollar yen is playing out. We already have this corrective structure now. We're looking for this one to continue lower, at least minimum up to this target. Look for that level on US dollar yen. Right. That is US dollar yen, and those are the setups that we've been looking at in the week. So let's get into this week's market analysis. We'll start with the US dollar pairs. I have referred you to our website in the beginning, and just to show you an indication of how we post this up for members. So we've got over 46 instruments that we update, whose charts we update on the weekly, daily, 4 hour, and the 1 hour. So that is what we do for our members. So now let's have a look at the DXY first. So if you look at the DXY, let's have a look at the DXY. So this is the forecast to the DXY. You'll see that from right at the top here, we never expected a move to the upside on the DXY. We're just looking for these continuation patterns. Now, even when we got to this level, I was expecting this one to make a bounce, at least a 3-wave move, a 3-wave bounce, expecting that this would be the end of this wave 5 in red. But we've got an indicator that tells us at this point here, we didn't get a confirmation from the indicator that we're going to get a reversal. Now here we are getting another continuation pattern. So the indicator keeps telling us you need to keep selling, you need to keep selling. And indeed we are selling this, and it keeps coming down lower. So this is where we were. This was the pullback, and this is where we're coming down here. As you've seen on the forecast there on the website. Now let me show you what has happened here with the news. So the news did not change the structure. So what we're expecting here is that this is possibly the wave 4, and we're going to have an ending diagonal here. Okay, so I'm not drawing it cleanly here. I'm just showing you that there will be a structure. It looks like we're going to have an ending diagonal structure here, after which we're going to have a 3-wave pullback. Now, what happened with the news is that we already had the pullback. Now, what happened was that we started with a move to the downside. We started with this pullback, that is a 3-wave pullback, and we continued lower. So what we had is an impulsive move down, a pullback, and we're continuing to the downside. Now, any pullback, you continue to sell. Just be careful when you sell, because at the bottom of the boundary, that may be where the moves are going to be kept. So at the bottom of those boundaries, that's where the moves are possibly going to be kept until the diagonal is complete and we get a 3-wave pullback. Okay, so we're still selling the DXY. We're still seeing weakness on the DXY short term, and we're looking for this one. It's starting to slow down. If you look at that from where we're coming from, this is starting to slow down, right? So this is starting to slow down here with what we like to call a V pattern, and then we're going to be looking for this one to make a move to the upside, but not yet. What we're still seeing is downside for now. Euro US dollar. Let's have a look at Euro US dollar, and this is how Euro US dollar was forecasted as well. So we're looking for Euro US dollar to make a move to the upside. Where are we now? We are around this area. US dollar, yeah, Euro US dollar is to the upside, is showing upside. Let's have a look at the current chart on Euro US dollar. So that's where you see there. We expected it to make a move to the upside. So similar to the DXY, you'll see that the news event on Friday has simply made a pulsing move to the upside. We get a corrective structure there. I'm not drawing it cleanly. I want to draw it cleanly. So it's going to be 1, 2, and a 3. So that is a 3-wave structure. Regardless of how it's playing out with the spike, let me just switch off so you can see the structure on. We started a move to the upside, similar to how we started a move to the downside on the DXY after this. Now we are making a continuation pattern to the upside. Now you're looking for this one to continue higher. Just like the DXY, the moves may be kept by the diagonal boundaries. So the diagonal boundaries may keep the moves here and keep doing this until we get this 3-wave pullback that we're looking at here. So short term, look for this one to continue higher up to the top of the boundary, should come back down again and then up again before we get a deeper one. Right, so that is a euro and the DXY. Let's look at pound US dollar. So pound US dollar. So pound US dollar, our forecast here was that this one was going to be a little bit deeper and then make a move to the upside, but that looks like this move is happening before we get that deep move. So let's show you on the website what the expectation was here on this one. So this was the expectation on pound. We're looking for this one to go a little bit deeper before the move to the upside. We were looking for that move, just came sooner than we wanted it to, trade it here. Okay, so that's what we have. It is coming up to now. We're still looking for this one to make continuation patterns to the upside. That is a pound US dollar. All right, so pound US dollar, look for continuation to the upside. Let's just have a look at the bigger structure here on pound US dollar. Let's look at the daily. Now, if you look at the daily on pound US dollar, we may be going even for this level here. That is a structural level. You've got that move here. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 there. You've got also another 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 internally. You could be getting this one here. But before that, we had this bigger one here, 1, 2. So you could still have a bigger move to the upside on the pound. Okay, so the pound against the dollar still gonna show some strength for some time. Right, so that's what we have. Look for continuation pattern. If you see a pullback, it's just going to be forming this red wave for there. Okay, let me label it quickly for those that like the numbers to make sure. So this is a lower degree, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. And then you've got a way higher degree, wave 1, 2, 3, completing that 5 waves, 4 and a 5. So you've got a nice nest there. That is a nest. And internally here, you've got a yellow 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm using the same notation, but with different colors. So the different colors are showing you that these are different degrees. Okay, so that is what we have here. Let me just fix this one up here. So we've got 1, 2, this is 3, this is 4, and we're currently on the yellow wave 5. After the wave 5, we'll expect a pullback in 4 red, and then continuation in 5 red, which will complete the white degree 3, 4, and then a 5. Right, so that is how we're looking at pound US dollar continuation pattern to the upside in the coming week. Right, pound US dollar chief. Now looking at US dollar chief, it's just continuation to the downside, nothing new here. So we've made a continuation pattern to the upside, 1, 2, 3, running flat. It's still continuing to the downside. That is another 1, 2, just like Euro, US dollar, and the DXY. Expect continuation to the downside. But again, this can be ending here with a diagonal after which you will also expect a pullback in 3 waves. But for the next week, we're still expecting continuation to the downside. Don't know if the reversal is going to come next week, but for now, it's continuation to the downside. Right, so look out for the pound pairs. I did mention, if you look at last week's title of the video, it's September rally. So we may be getting some rally on the pound pairs in September. September starts next week, so look out for that. This US dollar CHF, look for continuation to the downside. US dollar CAD, I've already shown you this one on the forecast. We're looking for this to continue lower. This was a continuation pattern. Look for this one to still continue lower. Right, that is the US dollar CAD, Audi US dollar. Now looking at Audi US dollar, we've already showed you this one under trade setups. This was the entry here for the buy, and we're looking for this to continue to the upside. So continuation pattern to the upside on Audi US dollar. Easy trade on that one. Right, now we've got New Zealand US dollar. Let's have a look at the New Zealand. New Zealand, I'm looking for the New Zealand. Right, so there's New Zealand. Let's have a look at New Zealand. New Zealand, you can see we've made a 3-wave pullback, a very clear 3-wave pullback here. Let's do this. That's 1, 2, and a 3, and we're pushing up higher. We've already broken. We are at this level. That is a structural level, but it looks like that level is going to be broken. A pullback here. Be careful when we break out of here structure. You can get a break up here and then a deeper pullback, because these are 5 waves. This will be the 5th wave here. Now you're going to need to get a deeper one before continuation to the upside. So do not rush into buying this one just because it's pulling back and making this one in the lower degree. You need to get a deeper one so you can ride it to the top. That is New Zealand. US dollar ZAR. Okay, we didn't expect it to play the regular flat there, but it is playing it. Okay, so that is a move down. The regular flat is coming down here. We should continue lower here. If we get divergence around this level, we'll see US dollar ZAR go back to the all-time highs. Let's have a look here. Okay, so that's what we have here. We don't have divergence yet. Obviously, divergence should not be confirmed at this level. We'll see divergence when we get around this level. If this keeps continuing to the upside like this while it is making new lows, then we should get a pullback, or rather the US dollar ZAR makes a move to the upside. Pound yen. Right, so now looking at pound yen, I'm going to show you how we looked at pound yen in the week. Again, with our theme of trade execution versus forecast, let's have a look here. So our forecast was that pound yen was going to come break here. We're going to get a corrective structure here, and we're going to get a trade to the upside. That is how that has played out. Let me just have a look at this one. We didn't look at this one under trade setups because that one was not executed. So let's have a look at how we saw this one in the week. Trade setup. Let's clear here so we can see the structure clearly. Right, let's have a look here. This is the euro before the moves to the upside and then downside. This is oil, Nikkei. There we go. So this is pound US dollar, pound yen, guys. So this is pound yen. As you can see, pound yen just before the break, we broke out of this structure. We got a corrective structure, as you've seen. We are now around this level. Right, so after this, after this level, we made a pullback. We made a sharp pullback. We are around this level again. We have not executed this trade as yet because our indicator has not given us confirmation to take the trade to the upside yet. So what are we waiting for? Let's have a look. We need to get a clear structure here on a pound yen. So if we're going to get a clear structure here, should be a continuation pattern here, a corrective structure here at this level, then we're going to be looking for upside. Right, so that's how we're going to execute the trades. Just right, so that's how we're going to be looking at pound yen. Let's have a look at the rest. US dollar yen. So US dollar yen, very interesting setup. Let's have a look at US dollar yen. US dollar yen, I've shown you this. We expected this one to make a move to the upside and then downside, but we've actually made the same move, but with a corrective structure like this. So this is a move to the upside. We had a pulsing move, we had a correction, and now we're coming down with this move. Now look for pullbacks at least back to this level, because at that level you may get a structure like this and then downside. Okay, so we will determine whether this is going to go straight through here or it's going to make a flat correction. But for now, we're looking for US dollar yen to come around this level. Let's see how this is going to play out. You don't just come and sell here, you need to get confirmation for a continuation up to that level. That is US dollar yen. Euro yen. Now euro yen, just like all the yen pairs, we were looking for the euro yen to break out of this structure and make a continuation pattern and go all the way. Right, so it didn't go all the way. Instead, it tagged the top and it's coming down here. It's just making a different structure, or rather a double correction. It's still a corrective structure. It's just not going to be a small one like this. It's a double correction. So now it's coming down with this one. So we're expecting this and then continuation to the upside. Nothing has changed. All right, so you can look to trade this one to the downside here, just around that level. But you need to be careful around that level if you're selling, because we may make a bounce from that level and make a regular flat. So euro yen has got a tendency to make this a structure like this, an expanding flat like this. I'm going to show you a similar structure on pound Audi and what we expected. We've seen something like this in about 2016 on the euro. Let me show you. Let me just scroll back and see if I can find where this has happened. It has happened a couple of times on the same pair, where you coming down with a flat correction, expecting a reversal, and it actually makes a continuation pattern to the upside. Let's have a look here. Now, if you look at this one, this was 2017. Exactly a similar structure, as you can see, 1, 2, 3. Let me do this one here. Let me place it right at the end here so you can see clearly. So this was euro yen. Can you see what is happening here with euro yen? You're expecting an expanding flat. Now it starts making a move here. You're thinking it's going, and they actually bring it back for one before it actually takes off. So expect that you must always expect this move. So this is a move here. Luckily, if you've got an indicator, it will tell you whether this move is going to go or not. So we have got this, and we forecasted that this was going to make a move to the upside after the expanding flat. Now, this is not in hindsight. We actually traded this in 2017. I need to show you how we played this one out. So this is UJ. Can you see how we were looking at it in 2018? This is 2018. It's not a chart that we did now. This was 2018, right? Exactly the same thing. We're expecting an expanding flat. We're expecting a continuation to the upside. If you understand these patterns, these moves will never fool you. You will always know when to take the trade, and you'll always get the right trade. So that was euro, and this is how it played out eventually during that time. So as you can see, this was 2017. Eventually, it played out. Now, similarly here, let's I want to bring back that structure. Right, so similarly, current structure on euro yen. Let's have a look. The current structure may play out the same way. Let's play it. Can we get a similar expanding flat? Let's see. We wait and see. It has happened before. It can happen again, that we get something like this, and then we actually go. Okay, so this was before, and this is what could happen now. So without the chart, just looking at the patterns, that's exactly the same thing. Except here, I showed more than one wave here, so we can just show this one as one wave, and then we go. Simple. Right, so that's euro yen. We're looking for downside for now. That downside may just be a flat correction as well. This is chief, similar structure, takes the top, could be making an expanding flat, drops here, breaks the low here, and we make a move to the upside. Be careful if you're selling this at this level, you may make a bounce. We will determine at this level whether this is the reversal or whether this is a flat correction. The indicator will easily tell us that. Right, so that is a chief yen, CAD yen. I've already showed you CAD yen. CAD yen, we bought CAD yen here. Has made a move all the way from 79 to about 81. Okay, so we are 100 pips up here. It's coming down here. Can it make a continuation pattern and then upside? So if you want, you can take this trade to break even. You hold it at break even, and then you let it run risk free. It's really up to you. That means you just won't lose this trade. It's already been in so much profit. Likely that this can make a move and continue higher, and your trade runs risk free and it rewards you like that. Right, that's what we're looking at on CAD. AUD yen. Now, AUD yen, because of the strength in gold, gold is correlated to the metal pairs. AUD is one of the metal pairs, so this one has not really gone anywhere compared to the other yen pairs. We could just see a pullback here and continuation to the upside. So AUD may be slightly different to the rest of the yen pairs, similar to the New Zealand. So New Zealand has been showing quite a bit of strength recently. So you can see the other yen pairs have dropped, but this one is pushing higher. So let's watch and see what happens here. We could be seeing continuation pattern to the upside between the New Zealand and the AUD. Talking about the metals, let's look at gold. Now, gold is simply going sideways. From here, we are looking for sideways moves. So I've shown you this 5-wave move on gold. Let's show it again in red. So this is a 5-wave move, 1, 2, 3. You don't see the 5th wave here clearly, but if you go to the 1 hour, you will see that there are clear 5 waves. Now we've got this pullback here. Is this now going to be another 1, 2, 3? We come down here before we come back up here, and then downside and then upside. So that means gold may still be within this corrective structure for a couple of more sessions, because then that will be the corrective structure. So is this going to be a move to the upside? So the tricky part here is that the indicator is showing continuation to the upside on silver. So this can actually make a structure like this before coming down here and then that. So that can still be a move like that. We will still make a move to the upside. So we're not going to worry about the rest of the structure. If we get a setup here, a clear setup for a sell, we're going to take it because this can take off from here. Right, so but the indicator is showing continuation to the upside, especially on silver. On silver, structurally, we are seeing more upside. As much as this is sideways, this is 3 waves down. Looks like we've got another 3 waves. We are showing upside. Is that upside only up to this level, or is it going to get up to that level? That we're going to need to see when we get a confirmation for upside. But silver indicator is showing us that we're going to see continuation to the upside from current levels. We're not going to get this drop. Okay, we're not looking at this as a corrective structure. We're looking for this one to push up higher. Right, so that is how silver is playing out. Brent crude. So Brent crude is another one of those that we saw breaking out of this structure. We actually expected this breakout. I'll show you again how we looked at that in the week. So we expected this one to break out of this structure and go all the way, but we're not going. It doesn't look like we're going all the way just as yet. We've got a pulsing move. Is this going to be a corrective structure, and then we make a move to the upside? So this is how we saw oil in the week. This was oil. This was euro. Let's have a look at oil. Where is oil? The Nikkei, pound, yen. That is oil there. So we expected this one to break. We have broken, but we are now forming this corrective structure. That is the corrective structure that we're going to expect continuation from there. All right, so that is oil and what we're looking for on oil. Right. Okay, so that is oil. We're expecting that pullback and then continuation to the upside. Right, that is oil. Let's go into the pound pairs now. The pound pairs, this is where I was talking about the rally. This is where I was talking about the rally for September. Is it gonna start now? We've got this move here. We've got this corrective structure here. It looks like this was all the correction that we needed on this one. Has broken out, has pulled back with a correction here. We have started a move to the upside now. Any pullback here on pound chief, take it up. We may be going all the way to about 22.50, which is about 250 pips and more. So we could be getting even more. So there is strength on pound chief here. So watch out for this one. Any continuation pattern to the upside confirmed by the indicator, we will be trading this to the upside. So September starts next week, right? So let's see if this rally is going to continue. Right, another possibility is that we can get a sharp move here and then we actually go all the way, because then that will be a regular flat there, as you can see, then upside. Right, so pound Audi. Now pound Audi has got a similar structure to what we've seen on Euro Yen. Is pound Audi making this three-wave structure regular flat, or rather expanding flat, and then we're going to make a move to the upside. We haven't got any confirmation of a reversal here, so we'll wait for a confirmation of a reversal if this is going to play out that structure. Otherwise, this should continue lower. But because the pound pairs are looking strong in the next week, so I'll be expecting, even if we do get a bit of a move to the downside, I'll expect continuation to the upside. We'll wait for the indicator to confirm that one. That's where we are on pound Audi. We are building that corrective structure. You can see that is the forecast from right at the top here. Then we're expecting this one to continue higher. Pound CAD. Pound CAD, very interesting structure. We've got three waves up here. These are three waves up, 1, 2, and an impulse to the upside. We have this corrective structure here now. We've broken out of the flag. Look for a pullback here and continuation to the upside. It has to break above this level to confirm that we're not going to have a sideways structure here. But that will be determined by the size of the correction that we're going to get here. That will be determined by the size of the corrective structure we get here. If we get a shallow one, this should break low, higher without any bounce on that. So pound CAD looks very interesting together with EUROCAD. Watch out, EUROCAD is a similar structure as well. Pound New Zealand is pulling back similar to what pound New Zealand is doing. So we have talked about the strength in the Audi and the New Zealand because of the correlation with the metals. Now, obviously, this will have an impact on the pound New Zealand and pound Audi. There is strength in the two pairs, so that's why you see pound Audi and pound New Zealand are showing some weakness. Is that weakness short-term, or is it only a corrective, or is it a reversal? That will be determined by the structure we get here. If we get a corrective structure here, that means we're going to be selling these two pound pairs. So let's just give it a bit of time so we can get more data on that. That is pound New Zealand, Euro pound. Now Euro pound, we expected Euro pound to come and bounce at this level. Doesn't look like we're going to get that bounce as yet, but not that it is invalidated as yet, because we can still get this one as a three waves down here, bounce and then downside before we get this move. Okay, so for now, this is still continuation to the downside, and still we see otherwise. Euro Audi. Now Euro Audi, very interesting setup here. So Euro Audi, we expect, last week we expected this one to make one push to the upside because we were looking at this was looking corrective. With the naked eye, you will think that this was corrective structure and it's going to continue to the upside. But the indicator showed us it's set up for an entry here for the downside after this continuation pattern, 1, 2, 3. So we were neglecting this regular flat. We were invalidating it because we were seeing this continuing to the upside, because if it continues to the upside, then that means that pattern is not playing out. So this is where the indicator comes in. So when this was like this, we were here, this was actually making a move to the downside. We started a move to the downside, a pullback, and that is how this one is coming down now. So that means that regular flat is playing out. Look for this one to break lower than this. If it breaks lower, even more downside on Euro Audi. Okay, so Euro Audi and pound Audi, you can see the short-term weakness. There's no indication of a reversal as yet, so this could just continue lower. Let's see how this plays out in the week. Let's look at EURCAD as well. EURCAD could be trade of the week. Watch for this one out here. If it breaks out of this structure, we've got a very clear corrective structure here. That is A, B, C here, three waves there, 1, 2, 3 there, a clear WXY correction. If we break out of this structure here, we are on our way to the upside. We need to break above this to confirm further upside. Okay, so watch out Euro for next week. This could be a trade of the week on the Euro. EURJPY. Now, EUROCHF, last week we were looking at this one to be making a continuation to the downside. It only made a move to up to this level. Now, watch out for this one on EUROCHF. This could be a 3-wave structure. And from here, if you get a setup for upside, take that trade because that could be a continuation pattern to the upside. Watch out for this one. Strengthen the euro in the next week. That's EUROCHF, Euro New Zealand. Just like EURAUD, this one has played this expanding flat like that. Now it's continuing to the downside. Is it going to go all the way down here? Still a long way here. If you get a setup for a sell here, you can still take it. Risk to reward should still be good there. That is Euro New Zealand. Let's go to the cross pairs. AUDCAD. Now all the CAD pairs are looking upside in the week. So we have broken these corrective structures. This is a pullback. We've made a move up here. So look for a pullback and continuation to the upside. Don't try to sell AUDCAD. Look for upside. So there's weakness in the CAD, there's strength in the Audi. So this is a good one for trade of the week as well in the next week. So there's a number of trades for September. As you can see, we're going to start the trends. Okay, we're out of the corrective structures, we're starting the trend. So we should be making money in September, right? Now this was AUDCHF. So AUDCHF, we tried to sell it here, it just didn't go anywhere. Right, so we've got to move up here. Is this now the structure that we're looking at? But this structure does not exist in the Elliott Wave theory. So what that means is that this is all a correction and this is the move. This is how the move started with a diagonal A, B, and then we're starting to make a move to the upside here. Okay, so this is all the correction. We're starting with the move here, 1, 2, and then all the way to the upside. So we could be going for a wave 3 here. So any pullback that you get on AUDCHF, look to take it. Audi New Zealand. So Audi New Zealand, Audi and the New Zealand are both strong. So if you remember what we're looking at on Audi New Zealand, we're looking for only continuation patterns to the upside. We're not trying to sell Audi. We're looking for this one to go to 1,14. That's about 500 pips from current levels. So you just need to get this one to confirm the structure and then upside. New Zealand CAD. Again, all the pairs that have got the CAD as the quoted currency are looking upside. Look for 3-wave pullbacks and then upside. Don't just go and sell when market opens, because if you buy, this can continue to correct like this and you don't know how far the correction is going to take and you're going to panic and this is going to continue higher. That is New Zealand CAD, New Zealand CHF. New Zealand, strength in the New Zealand, and it's a clear structure on the New Zealand. As you can see, we have made a clear 3-wave structure here, 1, 2, and 3. Now we're looking for upside. Okay, upside. Any pullback, look for upside. That is a corrective structure, and then we're looking for that to push higher. CADCHF. Now CADCHF. Now CAD is the base currency in this case, so CAD should be pulling a little bit lower to form this corrective structure possibly, and then upside. Right, that is like CADCHF. Those are all the Forex pairs. Now let's go into the indices. Look out for the cryptocurrencies in the next video. So we looked at the S&P 500 to be breaking all-time highs this last week here. We have broken the all-time highs. We're looking upside, no indication of a reversal. We're just looking for this one to pull back here. Just looking for this one to pull back and then upside. So any pullback, look for upside on the S&P 500. This is trade execution right at the break of this one here. All indications confirm, and then we're looking for this one to continue higher. All right, so that is the S&P 500. Let's just have a look here. Let me just show you the structure only. We have broken out of that structure. We are at all-time highs now, guys. We are at all-time highs. So this means this is all the correction, and this is going for a wave 5. We're going for a wave 5 in blue. Let's show that it's in blue. Let's do the blue color. We're looking for 1, 2, 3, 4. This is looking like we're going for a wave 5 here, all the way to the upside. Let's look at the weekly chart. I showed you the weekly charts last week, if I remember. Let's show the structures here. I think I have shown you. So this is what we have. we are looking for upside here. Okay, looking for upside. I showed you the weekly charts. We're looking for the wave 5 in blue. Internally here, we've got this one. We're looking for this one to go all the way up to around 400. That is the S&P 500, the Dow Jones Industrial and the Dow Jones Transportation, similar structures. They've just broken out of these 4-hour corrections. 4-hour corrections, and we are on our way up. Any pullback is an opportunity to ride the trend. Same as the Dow Jones Transportation, exactly the same. They're both making higher highs. So relative strength between Dow Jones Industrial and Transportation is intact, and it's directly correlated. We're not making any divergence between the two. The Nasdaq, the Nasdaq has broken the all-time highs quite some time ago. This is when the Nasdaq broke the all-time highs. So this, what we expect of the S&P 500 again as well, to go to the all-time highs and make new highs here like that. So any continuation pattern is an opportunity to buy this to complete that wave 5 still in play. That is the Nasdaq UK 100. Now the UK 100 is still overall in this corrective structure. Okay, so we're looking at this to be making this corrective structure. Is this a 3-wave move here? Are we going to get this one to be the X corrective structure and we get another 3-wave corrective structures? That will be a WXY corrective structure. So basically what we're looking at here is that this is just going sideways. When this correction is done, when the correction is done, we will look for this one to push higher. For now, short term, look for this one to continue lower up to this level. DAX, we had a trade set up for us buy here on the DAX. Similar to the 4-hour correction on the S&P 500 and the other structures, other pairs. This one has broken as expected. Is this now a continuation pattern? I'm going to see further upside. That's the expectation on the DAX. Nikkei, we also had a setup on the Nikkei for upside, but this one does not look to be playing out. But as far as it is not invalidated as yet. This is still a continuation pattern to the upside. Let's see how this one plays out next week. Nifty just continues to the upside. There's not even giving an opportunity for correction to ride the trend to the upside. We actually expected it to make a deeper pullback. If you remember, I had a trade set up for the Indian traders in our group. So we had a setup for the Indian traders, or those who like to trade the Nifty on the NSE for upside. So this was an easy trade. It just kept going. Any pullback was an opportunity for a sell. Every time we corrected, it was an opportunity for a buy until we hit target. At this level, we thought it was going to make a deeper one. It is still pushing higher. We will get that deeper one if we get confirmation for such. But for now, just look to buy. Just look to buy every time you get confirmation. Right, so that is the Nifty. And that's all for this week, guys. Please don't forget to hit the notification button, like and subscribe, comment. We'd like to hear your views, your suggestions. I know a lot of you want to see more pairs being analyzed. Unfortunately, we cannot do more pairs in just 1 hour of analysis on a Sunday. But what we can do is we can look at some of your suggestions. But for more pairs, we're not going to be adding more pairs. Cheers, everybody. Have a great week. Trade responsibly. September should be a good month. We're looking forward to it. Cheers, everybody. Bye-bye.